Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Ayakashi Koigikyoku, and we are going to get, or hopefully get, Akito's normal ending in this part. So I've just loaded up toward the end of the game instead of starting the beginning. We'll see what happens. We're in chapter 12, but go home? Damn it. Damn it! Damn it! I'm trying, but I didn't want to load up from the very beginning, but we're going to try from here, see if it works. If it doesn't, then you won't see this part and I'll start earlier. I don't know. I'm really kind of curious if maybe the last choice is the only one that really matters in his route. So we'll find out, because I was going to start just from that point, like just from chapter 14 and just choose the wrong thing, but I was like, well, I guess we should have tried that, but because we didn't choose the wrong choice in chapter 12, so at least now if we start earlier, we'll know the wrong choice. It might not be the wrong choice. Still, I don't know. And again, like I said, I don't know if they're weighted differently, like maybe there's better options, like you get 3 points for this answer and 2 points for this, and you know what I mean? So I don't know how it's weighted, but we'll see. But this is our last part of this game. So we will do this, and then we will turn on the voice acting. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I'm not sure how loud it's going to be. You know what I mean? So I'll do my best to do that. Talk to Keisuke? Fuck, really? Why? My volume is all the way up right now. And it's like I can barely hear it. Huh. Wait a minute. I hope you can hear everything. I mean, I plugged the headset in, I just didn't test. So if you can't, then I have to do this whole part over again, and that's gonna suck. I don't know. Let's see. We might have to record it over again anyway, because I don't know what ending we're gonna get. Look, we're gonna choose the wrong choice in this chapter at least, and then we'll see what happens, but go back home to rebuild your village. Oh, whoops. Not what I meant to do. I'm just going to click through now so that we don't miss the... Instead of holding down. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yeah! Before we get into this, I'm going to actually check and make sure that everything's recording and everything, so give me 2 seconds. Alright, no, we're fine. I can't hear the sound in the game, so it's like the game, like, my headset volume must be turned down really low on my computer? Oh, my speakers are really low. And that's why. Because, like, my headset's turned all the way up, but I can barely hear the music. And I know I have the music turned down really low, so it's not, like, annoying, but, like, usually I can hear it better than you can. It's like Christ. Anyway, so hopefully that it shouldn't have made it louder for you, but anyway. We're gonna do this. I have to sneeze, though. Hold on. That was fun. Anyway. Woke up with a dignified air before dawn. What? I woke up with a dignified air before dawn? Night drew wets the leaves and lightened by the morning. Wow. This is a great way to end this game. Thanks for this. This is the worst sentence ever. I'm gonna read it exactly as it's written for you. Hold on. Woke up with a dignified air before dawn. Night dew wets the leaves and lightened by the morning sun. Okay. It's not the worst, but it's not. Wow. When I narrowed my eyes to the brightness, I woke myself up. I noticed that the coverlet next to me was empty. Akito? I was creeping out of the futon and got a coat. The winter was getting closer. I feel it when I breathe out. My breath turns white. Well, that answers the question that I had in the last part. Like, what the fuck season was it when we went here? Because I'm sure they said it, but I don't remember. Okay, so it's obviously fall encroaching on winter, so. So we hid away for, like, a long time. Anyway, in the garden, he probably woke up early. Akito already placed the fallen leaves in one place, so he's raked the leaves. You were using a broom? I wouldn't do such troublesome things this morning, would I? If you keep on relying on the power to do anything, you'll be lazy. Instead of being sarcastic, I was teasing him. Then Akito turned around and sulked. When that happened, his ears shook, and it's cute, so he's still Foxboy because... Well, we didn't retrap Byakuya, right? That only happened in the good ending, so... I guess you're getting used to how you look. At the back of Akito, there's a big tail. It's really in the way. You're crushing it when you're sleeping. Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt, but it'll definitely be hot. That's true. We were laughing together, and we were thinking about the memories of the summer. Yes, we won't be together next summer. I wouldn't even know how hot Akito's tail was, I guess. Since we know about that, we both become silent. But this tail's perfect for the winter, isn't it? Yeah, it was warm yesterday, too. It's been a week since we broke the seal for the Magatama. We're living in the mountain hut where we used to live together. Yes, this is the last memory with Akito. We decided to live together only for a month. We still have 3 weeks to go. Akito made a decision when the seal of the Magatama was broken. The way to proceed most without regret. So sad. As a responsibility I have as a future chief of the village, I can't abandon everyone. It's my duty to keep the promises with Keisuke, my mother, my father, Kasumi, and everyone else. Yeah, Akito, you really are a good brother. Good person. But, as a last wish, can I ask you a favor? Please give me time to stay with you for a month. Akito hugged me and whispered, that's like so cute. It's almost like you want that. Like, yeah, no, we'll have a month together, but then it's going to be so much harder than if he just left now, So it's like, what? It's going to be hard either way, but... Like, because if he leaves now, you're like, we could have just spent time together a little bit. But then you spend that little bit of time and you're like, but can you just a little bit more? Maybe you should have just left a month ago. Like, he's never going to be good. I nodded while Akito's chest so that I won't cry. While against Akito's chest, maybe? If I start crying, I don't know whether it's a tear of happiness or sadness. Since we talked to Keisuke, he took us here. This hidden cabin in the woods. It's dyed in white with snow. Akito was shaking and wrapped one of his tails around my neck because of the first snow that was falling in the early evening. It's fluffy and warm, but it felt funny because I could feel him shaking through his tails. Keisuke was in this place for a couple 100 years. He must have been really lonely. When I was wrapped in the fluffy tail of Akito, I turned around to Akito. That's actually kind of fucking cute. He's like wrapping his tail around your neck. Like, here you go, it's like a scarf. It's like a built-in scarf. It's kind of funny. I turned around. Oh, I weird said it. He kissed me on the cheek all of a sudden. Oh, what's wrong? It seems that'll be a magnificent scenery that no one's seen when it snows. Keisuke was being considerate and told me, why don't we go and see? Her face is ridiculous. Before I even answered, Akito held me in his arms and flew up lightly. It's amazing. I'm flying in the sky. The trees that are covered with white hats will flow under me. Okay, that's a weird one. I mean, you get what they're saying, but it comes out strange. Usually, humans never look down from the sky when they're alive. I mean, have you never been on a plane? Just climbed a tree? Tree is not quite from the sky, but, close enough. And planes exist, but alright. When she clings happily, Akito also laughs, showing teeth that are larger than before. This is so bad, I can't. Okay, I'll go faster. So, he can fly. Oh, that's true. Wind power, maybe? Okay. While we watched the white landscape and talked foolishly, Akito and I already reached the downstream of the river. Where is it? I don't see anything interesting. Slightly piled snow looks the same as around the hut. Yeah, I think it's around here. Look, they actually gave us a winter landscape! Akito flies down lightly to the ground. That moment, there was a jingle and a sound of breaking something. Oh, what? When I got off of Akito's arm gently, I also heard the sound of a jingle. Is this Snow Rhyme? What? Is this Snow Rhyme? This is different from the one near the hut. It's in a state of the crystal. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I looked closely to observe at the tree when Akito told me to. There were snow crystals that are blooming like small flowers on the tree branches. Okay. But when they say snow crystals blooming, is it okay, like ice crystals, like icicles? Or is it, like, actually something magical? That's the problem. It reads like it's something magical, but it could just be a magical way to talk about fucking icicles. I don't know. Wow. It looks like a snow's baby breath. It was all right around here that I didn't notice. All the trees around here, many snow crystal flowers were blooming on their branches. I've never seen this wondrous place for the first time. Wow. Okay, I've never seen this place before. Maybe this is a place between humans and the mythical creatures' villages. There's an unusual phenomenon. Okay, so it is kind of magical. All right. Oh. Wait. Hold on. I've never seen this wondrous place before. Maybe this is the place between humans and mythical creatures' villages. And there's an unusual phenomenon happening. Okay. It's really beautiful and sad that when you touch them, it disappears. So, none of them give up. What? None of them give up? But they fall apart. I don't... Look, my brain, I can't with this. When you touch the cute petals with your fingertip, they melt like sand. Well, it's because you're hot and they're cold. Okay. Even in the moment, their disappearance is also beautiful. So maybe it should be this way. I smile and I poke the other one with a fingertip. The crystal disappears and reflects the light. The same as I spend time with Akito. Even if it disappears, this scene, memories, it'll be inside my heart forever. Yeah, I'll never forget. We walk together holding hands, through the flower and trees that blossom with the sound of rustling and disappears. Wow, I can't. You have fun with this. This ruins the game. Shit like this. You're like, it's not like where it's in the middle. This is the end. This is supposed to be a, like, kind of beautifully sad moment, and you're just making it like a train wreck. Neither of us was tough enough to say that it was beautiful because it disappears. If it's possible, I want to stay like this forever. I want to live with Akito with this beautiful scenery. That's why there's one way to say this. Disappearing makes the thing beautiful. Our time together will be disappearing, but it's an important memory. The ocean side around this time must be cold. You mean the ocean we went for the shooting? Yeah, you know what? Let's go visit the human town. What? If you go there, it'll create a huge trouble. I can't think of a place where I can go with a fox. Hey, stupid! Talking about an illusion. Right now, I'm the big fox. It's not trouble to make an illusion. It's been told that the foxes and the raccoons can bewitch, right? Like this. When Akito swings his arm, the small fire flame dances like a cherry blossom blizzard and changes to a starry sky around. Huh. It should still be in the daytime. When Akito took my hand, he handed me an apple candy all of a sudden. It's an illusion, so you can't eat it, but it'll give you the atmosphere. It's a summer festival! It makes me feel nostalgic. Oh, you brought me to carry your bags. Just forget about that. Well, now, my wife. Wife? It made me surprised with the unexpected words. You're staying with me for a month as my wife, right? Akito pulled my hand over. My head was buried in his chest. I haven't heard that from you before. Well, I mean, what do you think we do? I consummate our marriage. That's not real. She got end up pregnant with a secret baby. Oh, God. When I make fun of Akito out of shyness, he stuck his lips as if he was sulking. Well, that's true. We don't know the story, right? Because the story of, like, foxes being stronger when you intermingle the species, was in our good ending, so he doesn't know. Because when we trapped Byakuya back in the Magatama, that's when we saw the memory and we saw everything, and like, so he doesn't know that. Oh. So this is actually the wrong ending. It's the normal ending, but it's not the right ending. You say normal, but it's bad. Because the real, true ending should be, we know the truth, the whole truth, which is, hey, if the foxes actually, like, are okay with interbreeding with humans, it sounds weird when you phrase it that way, but, like, I was, like, at a loss for words. I couldn't figure out, like, you know what I mean? If you cross the streams, you'll be stronger, so, like, stop being assholes. Anyway. I asked you to be mine for a month. That wasn't a proposal. Alright, I'll say it again. It's only for a month, but would you like to be my wife? Aw, okay. She's like, alright. Only for a month. Those words still caught in my mind. This newlywed couple life makes me happy enough. And also, please keep smiling from now on. Akito held my cheek to his chest, and there was silence for a few seconds. Akito, oh, you kept your promise of protecting me, so I can only make a promise that I can keep. So I can only make promises that I can keep. Okay. I closed my eyes while in Akito's arms. And then, can you promise me something more demanding? What is it? Akito's face buried around my neck, so I couldn't see his expression. I don't know what kind of facial expression. And he trembles. Okay, don't forget about me. You don't need to say that. There's a pinch at the back of my throat. What are you talking about? I wrapped my arms around Akito and hugged him strongly as much as I could. This is sad. Akito's power of illusion can recreate the scenery of what he has in his memory. When Akito snapped his finger, fireworks began to rise in the sky. You can remember the fireworks? You were drunk. I've seen a million of them. It's beautiful. It's the same as last time. In the golden eyes of Akito, the fireworks rising colorfully scattered light sparkles and disappeared. No, it's more than that. It's the first time and the last time we can watch the fireworks together. Akito smiles lightly. Compared to the first, we mean when he was cautious about me and was tensed. He started to smile like a younger one. This is the true Akito. I'm sorry that it doesn't make much sense. Part innocent, part reckless, and the effort he puts for anything. It's all precious. I had cotton candy again, unknowingly, with Akito's illusion. And that cotton candy, I really wanted you to eat it, because it was a taste I remember having with Kasumi when I was little. I wanted to share it with you. He told me with a clear voice. Akito looked straight in my eyes, just like before. Gradually, the face of his face turned red, so it made me smile. Thank you. I'm happy. The last fireworks were large flowers. The big noise that pounded deep inside my body filled the night sky and disappeared. When I close my eyes, I can still see blooming right there. The next day, Akito showed me an illusion of the aquarium. Us two walked next to the big tank, but there was a turtle swarm around us and almost hit... What? What? Turtles? It's a passage. A turtle that slowly flies through a passage is a pretty surreal sight. If this memory is ambiguous, maybe it becomes like that. Next to me, who was being surprised, Akito looked blank for a moment. You know, that we were doing okay, and then it just started to fall apart again. That's right, he doesn't know much about the sea animals. I couldn't hold myself and burst laughing as I took Akito's hand. It's okay as it is. It's more interesting this way. Feels like we got into the mystic creature's tale. It sounded like a ride at the theme park. When the door opens, the other side of the door is inside the tank. But somehow I could breathe. Okay, let's move. Sure. Let's do this first. Just alone with Akito, we decide to enjoy as much as I can with this visionary aquarium that's different from the village. So, like, he doesn't understand how fucking shit works, so, like, we're in the fucking tank. Well, that's kind of cool, though. It's a pity that there's no ocean near the village. Akito quietly murmured. He said that the village of the fox is in the space between deep in the mountains, where people can't get in. They're near, but far away. Where are you going to move the village? I'm thinking of going further inside, so that the fox won't get lost in the human world. When Akito returns to the village, he's going to inherit the chief of this position, basically, of being chief of the village. When that happens, he's going to move the entire village. All of the foxes know the truth about 1,000 years ago. I think vengeance to humans is almost gone from everyone. But the things that have been taught for a long time won't disappear that easily. So it's just in case. But even if I'm away, I'll keep the promise I made to protect you. The way he talks about keeping the promises means that we're going to be apart from each other. It's a sad reality, but we've decided by ourselves. By ourselves, is what it says, actually. I'll keep my promises forever, too. I'll never forget. In front of the big tank, we closed our eyes with no one without anyone saying it. Okay, we kissed along for the last time. We kissed for the last time, but it's not really the last time, because it's only been like, maybe 2 weeks max. It's been like a week, she said, and then this was the next day, so like, I liked sleeping on Akito's soft tail rather than any other down comforter. I feel like that would be painful for him. When I woke up, there was a mischievous smile there and kissing my eyelids. Sort of a ticklish moment. Akito. But today, I didn't feel on the lips. It was a blanket that I grabbed, thinking that it was Akito's fluffy tail used as a pillow. Oh, it's... Oh, is he already gone? Oh, my sleeping head became a little clearer now. It was a familiar ceiling and wallpaper. It was my room. Why, is this a dream? I know it's classic, but I pinched my cheek to check. I could feel the pain. It's not a dream. I was stunned on the bed. I came back after a long time and murmured on the bed in my room. Okay. Meh? What the fuck? I get it, like, oh, I came to and I was kind of just stunned laying there in my bed. Okay, kind of like that, but that made no sense. It's awful. I thought I still had one more day left. But I could also understand Akito's kindness. If it's the last day, he knew I'd be crying so much. I'd give him trouble saying that I don't want to leave him. It was better to leave the day we laughed together naturally rather than that. Okay, that makes sense why it was the last kiss, but I heard that Yuki, Kasumi, Keisuke, and Kosei also returned to the village. Maybe they formed a band. The Visual K band with mystic creatures. That's even sadder because it's like they all go back to the village because they got what they came out for, but it's still like now all my friends are gone. Fuck, it's like that single girl ending in Hakuoki, like, oh, my friends are dead, I'll just go by myself. Fuck that shit, I don't like that. I don't like it. I hope their day will be a day I can listen to the last part of the ballad. I opened the windows of the room and looked up at the blue, clear sky. It was a sadly beautiful blue sky that was the same as the place of our memories we spent together. Oh, that's a sentence. That's like the worst way to end the game. It was a beautiful sky, the memory of the sky, the thing of the blue and the memories. What? Anyway, that's that. Yeah, I don't like that ending. That's sad. But in a way, as fucking terrible as that ending is, because it's sad, it is almost the perfect ending. Because it's like, they got what they needed, the whole point, and they went back to their village and never to be seen or heard from again. And it's like, oh, that's kind of like, it's the grim reality. You're like, oh yeah, no, that's probably what would happen in reality, and that sucks. And it was just like, I opened the window and there's this beautiful blue sky. Fuck, that's just so contradictory to my feelings right now. But it's one of those moments, like, you know, when you're just like really sad and it's a beautiful day out and it's very confusing. Because, like, if you're feeling melancholy and it's a dreary day, you're like, yeah, I can just curl up in a blanket and feel sad. But, like, when it's a beautiful day, like, there's something in your brain that's like, I'm sad, but I should be happy because it's a beautiful day. And, like, because, look, I love rainy days as much as the next person. Like, I love them. Like, yeah, it's a nice stormy day. I love it. But there is something about with the beautiful sun shining in the sky and the birds and the trees and the blue sky and it's gorgeous. And you're like, you just feel so good. Even when you feel like shit, you're like, I feel like shit, but I feel so good at the same time. What the fuck is happening? So, yay! Anyway, so we'll look at this for a minute. This actually should technically be our end CG, because this would be where we end the part. Okay, bye, later, but we're going to turn on the voice acting. So, the only other, this whole thing would technically be, so we'll end on Akito, because it was his part, we'll end on that CG. This is the only one that exists that's the other, that they give the thanks for playing, so that's basically what this one is, which we've seen. It's the cover, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's our boys, but Akito deserves his two ends, where we end and we just peace out with him. Even though that's not the best CG, it's an okay one, but this one would be better, but we'll decide when we get there. But those are all the CGs, so options. Let's do this voice. Hopefully you can hear it. It seems like it would be loud, but I'm not 100% sure how it is. You know what? I'm going to check it. So we're going to pause and I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let me check and see if that's loud enough. I don't think I can get it any louder, but I just want to make sure that you can hear something, so. I made this shit loud, yo. I wasn't sure because I have to... It's coming through my capture card, right? And normally I record off my capture card, and that's where you get the microphone, the sound, everything. But since I'm recording with my other recording software that I would normally record Steam or The Sims with, I wasn't sure. I'm like, wait, can I just turn up the audio in my capture card? And would that work? And it does. So... It's literally just because this is the weirdest fucking setup, okay? But it's just because the Elgato capture card just does not want to record my microphone. It's crackly, it's staticky, and as soon as I turn on to record commentary, it fucks up the audio. And I don't know why. And it's not my computer, because that's what I originally thought when I started recording this. I started recording it on my new computer, and I was like, okay, it must be that. But I went back to my old computer and tried it, and it still does the same thing. So I don't really know what the deal is, why my capture card's being shit, but I don't really want to buy a new one. Probably need to, because this one's years old, but I think whatever update happened, it, like, just fucked it up. I don't know. So I have to literally have my Switch connected to my splitter, which is connected to my capture. Actually, I don't think my Switch is connected to my splitter. I know my Vita had to be. My Switch might be, too. I'm not sure. One of them has to be connected. I don't know. But I got things connected to things connected to things connected to things connected to this and all these fucking things. And Lord knows, if I have to unhook all this shit ever and do so, I will not know what the fuck goes where. It's like, I don't know how we ever figure this shit out. Like, I don't know how when you move and you have a mass of wires, you're like, how the fuck did this go back? You think you're going to be able to get it. You're like, oh yeah, no, it's cool. This connects to this and this connects, and we're cool. And then every time I've had to redo, I'm always like, fuck, how do I do this again? I don't know. There's so many things are connected to so many things. I think the Switch has to be connected to the splitter, which then goes into the capture card, and the capture card goes into the computer so that I show my capture software, but then my capture software doesn't record the voice, so I have to use my regular recording software to screen cap the capture program. It's fucking weird. So with sound and what's recording, I'm like, I don't know anymore. It's not normal. So, but anyway, it's loud now. You're welcome. So let's go back. Oh, hi. Oh, the problem is the music is really loud. Hold on, let's go back and turn the base game music way down. We can turn the sound effects down a little bit too. We don't need this. Don't you dare. Turn the music off. We don't need the music on. It's going to be too loud.
Ayakashi Koigikyoku.
Hi. All right. So let's just... That's not what I wanted. I accidentally... Sorry.
俺がどこまでもっと遊ぼうよ。ねえ、ダメ?
You know that was Yuki. You can tell. We'll continue. Actually, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do either. God damn it, what is wrong with me? Oh, hold on. I know what we can do. Where's my fucking button? Left button. Load. New. Actually, I want to go back. Title. Let's go back to the title.
充電足りてるんだろうな。
Hi. Let's start from the beginning. Because we only saved in each person's route, and I kind of want to see... No, we can just load. That's fine. I was thinking, like, we want to start at the beginning where we can get everybody's voice, but we can just start, like, with episodes, so we can just pop into Kosei's episode. We'll talk to him a little bit. We might hear the other voices, and we'll go into each person's kind of route. Whoa, what the hell? Load. We'll just go in... I should have saved at the very end, but we'll go here. All right, so I'm just going to skip until we get to...
自分が恥ずかしい。一人で浮き足立って、焦って、八つ当たりして。アキトが言ったが、俺も少し延期できないかと考えていた。
He's so fucking dramatic. His voice just being so dramatic. Is he being melodramatic or is it just me? Oh god, this is great.
俺はリーダーとして、会社のことも考えるのが当然だし、そことメンバーの調整をするのが仕事だ。なのに、
I shouldn't be laughing, but it's because I love him, and then he's like, just being so melodramatic about this. I just find it so amusing. He's so melodramatic.
頭を冷やしたい。一人にしてくれ。
Alright, hold on. Oh. Sure. I don't actually care what we were going to say to him. We're not worried about that. Let's actually kind of skip and see if we can go... Okay, hold on. When he comes
俺が
back...
みんなの意見をまとめて、調整役にならないといけなかったのに。一緒に暴走して。
I want more when he's like acting normal.
後世は何でも抱え込みすぎなんだよ。もちろん、リーダーとして立ってもらわないといけないところは多々あるけど、うちはみんなが大人にならないと。
It's so weird, because I know we're looking at Keisuke, but all I keep thinking is Saint Germain in my mind. And I know we didn't listen to the voice acting in that either, but it's funny because I just can't. I just fucking can't.
僕十分大人ですし。
黙りなさい。きちんと整理をして、やるべきことを一つずつ潰していこう。いつまでも見ているから、いつまでもいじりたくなるんだ。
確かに、昨日よりも今日は成長しているわけだから、過去のものには手を入れたくなるよね。初めてのアルバムで気負いすぎたかな。
じゃあ、お前も歌詞完成させろよ。
So normal. He's doing it so normal.
ああ、きっちり仕上げる。今週末まで待ってくれ。その後が結構タイトなスケジュールになるが。
I love him so much.
そうだね。しっかりスケジュールを引いてやろう。
I'm kind of sad that we play these games and I record them for you because I miss so much of the fun by listening to the voice acting. But it's like, if we listen, then I have to read after and it would just take like 3 times longer. So I know my cringy voice acting. Whatever.
ありがとう。
ま、しゃあねえな。とりあえず一旦、計画をしっかり練るか。
そうですね。そういえば、あいつは？
マネージャーちゃん？そういえば、一緒にいたんじゃなかったの？
Oh, is this when we
こっ
got
ちには
kidnapped?
来てないけど。
This is actually a good part to start on because we can hear everybody's voices, so.
あれから戻ってきてないのか？
But also, I'm not reading it, so if you're not paying attention, you just hear their voices, you have no idea what we're talking about, and it doesn't matter.
てっきり後世と一緒にいるもんだと。
Also, then you're missing out who's who, but figure it out! That'd actually be kind of fun, though. You're, like, not paying attention, you're doing something else, and you're like, I'm gonna guess that's so-and-so, and this person is this person, based on their voices and what you think they should be, or how terrible, because you definitely can't do it based on my voice acting skills.
俺が置いて。これは。
Oh, that was me writing a card. Okay. Are we gonna get Is this where we get kidnapped? Hold on. I want to skip through and get to our kidnapping scene. I wonder if the other characters have voices. Oh, wait.
ママ玉は反応しなかったんでしょうか。これまではずっと彼女を守っていたのに。
Kasumi, your voice is so much prettier than I did it.
推測だけど、あれは彼女の意志に強く反応するようだから、危険になったからといって、勝手に発動しないんじゃないかな。私たちは同じ陽子だから、その力に反応した可能性が高いし、彼女が何もわからないまま気を失ったりしたら、勾玉は働かないはず。
You know, I kind of just want to play some of our Japanese games and just skip through and be like, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what's happening. I don't even care because I just like listening to it. Like, we'll just put in Diabolic Lovers and skip through and be like, so I'm gonna guess this, I don't know. Like, we just listen and you're just like, I'm just here for the voice acting, that's it.
活動しないって約束したら、マネージャーちゃんを返してくれるってこと？
And I can't remember, that's not Tsukihane. But I can't remember, he did Seven Scarlet, but I can't remember which one he did.
お前、
fuck.
どうするつもりだ？マネージャーを助けるために、バンド辞めるのか？
That man has just got a good voice too. I'm not gonna lie. It's so and it could just be like how they record it, but it's just so different if you go and watch Black Butler, Book of Circus, and you listen to Joker talking. And then it's so different if you go to Bungo Stray Dogs and you just listen to Dazai ever. Like, with these 7 personalities Dazai seems to have. It's just fucking, you know what? Kosei, we're gonna need more out of you than that.
そうしないと。あいつはどうなるかわからない。お前たちはそれでいいのか?
It actually doesn't have, he was in Seven Scarlet, but it doesn't have his thing in here. He was Libera in Period Cube, and Satoru in Bad Apple Wars. Natsuki Hanai, who's Yuki. And he was Akito in Color X Alice. Wait! Hold on, wait a minute. He was White Mask in Bad Apple Wars. What? Really? Wow. We read this before, but I forget these things.
あいつは人間の女だ。
Wait, Mamoru Miyano was Iba in Hakuoki? Really? Really? Why don't I remember that? That seems odd. Well, I knew he's Tokiya in Utapuri. I fucking know that. Tamaki in Oran High School Host Club. But I actually watched that in English first. And then I found that afterward and I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, anyway,
それがどうした?だから助けないというのか?
Well, Kosei, there's a reason why I kind of really love you, because I love White Mask too, so.
もともとはお前のせいだろうが。お前が大切にできなかったからこうなったんだぞ。
He's really good at doing the angsty, angry voice. Okay, hold on.
そんなに簡単なことじゃないかもね。
なんで？
フォックスイヤーの活動をやめて、里に帰ると言っても、人間の娘を助けるためにそんなことをしたら、一族が黙っていないだろ
う。Like, look, I love Daisuke Ono, okay, we know this. He's my favorite. I just love him. But there are so many Japanese voice actors. You listen to, you're like, no, I can listen to all of them talk all day long. Like, and this is why we should just play some Japanese games and be like, I don't know what they're saying. I can't read Japanese, but let's just skip through and let's just listen. Let's just listen. Because it's like velvet in your ears. You're like, just love it.
下手したら、私たちが里を追われますね。
Really? I did not know that he was Shiraishi in Color X Mouth. That is just amazing! I don't know, did we? I think we did listen to the voice acting, because there was additional scenes in Color X Mouth that we didn't. I just don't. It's just because
こっちにも里にもいられなかったらどうすんのさ。
there are certain voice actors that you just know. You know what I mean? That you're just familiar with and you know everything that, okay, for me, I know that. And then there are other ones that I just, oh, they were in this, but I'll forget.
かといって、一族がこの取引に応じるわけがない。
意外と危ない橋を私たちは渡っていたのかもしれないね。
Also, Daisuke Hirakawa is basically like the stabby one and everything. I'm surprised he wasn't Shiraishi, to be honest with you. You're like, when I see him in something because of fucking Code Realize, I'm like, I don't know if I can trust your character now. I just feel like he's typecast.
あいつらのことだから、期限までに危害を加えることはないだろう。
You know what it is, probably? Because I can't remember playing Hakuoki, and I don't know if we listened to the voice acting in that. I don't think we ever did, because I think that was before we started doing that. But that might have been before I knew who Mamoru Miyano was. And it was probably after that point. Because now I'm just, but it's so funny, because like, when I listen to him doing Aikido, I'm like, it is so different than what I am used to hearing. You know what it is? It's because I watch Bungo Stray Dogs way too fucking much, and that's what I'm used to. And I'm used to him being able to do like the super sexy voice, and like, oh my god, I'm being a little goofy, and And then this is just like kind of in the middle. It's like it's sexy, but it's also like angsty. And it's like, you know what?
そうだね。彼女がいない件に関しては、こっちでみんなの記憶操作をしてごまかそう。3日くらいなら、なんとかなる。
And I feel like Daisuke Hirakawa does the same voice every time. Like, I feel like his voice is very consistent. You know what I mean? And it sounds bad because when you have certain like voice actors who you are like, how the hell do you have like, you have your normal voice and then you have the super happy cutesy voice and then you have the sexy ass, how the fuck do you get that range? And then you have Daisuke Hirakawa, whose voice is basically the same in everything, but you're still like, I fucking love it. I don't even care. I don't even care if you are like, because I just like listening to you talk. I don't know. Kosei, we're gonna need more out of you than this.
リミットまでよく考えよう。
This is the best part to just listen, because we get to hear everybody, so we'll just do this for a while. Okay.
どっちにしろ一族に隠しておけるのも、それくらいが限度かもしれないね。
わかってる。
わかってる。We picked up in a good spot. We were like, we'll just listen to Kosei and we'll pick, but this is perfect. So I want to see if we get to, let's skip through this. I wonder if, Pyros has, or maybe they actually.
Yo, お目覚めか? お嬢さん.
They do. I don't know who their voice actors are.
ま、わざわざお前なんかをさらうのは、なんか目的がないとな。
See if you recognize them.
金も持ってなさそうだしにゃ。
フォックスイヤーにはお前と引き換えに解散しろって連絡をしてある。
It doesn't have
期限は明日。
Sorry, I'm like scrolling trying to see if it.
これでも3日は猶予をやったんだぜ。お前2日も寝てたからな。
I could look it up, but I'm not gonna. Sorry, I was.
あいつらが解散しなければ、お前は見捨てられたものとして、私たちが好きにしてもいいってことになってんだよにゃ。
His voice sounds familiar, but I say that sometimes because it reminds me of other voice actors.
俺らは目障りなあいつらが消えるか、この間の仕返しをお前にできるか、どっちかだから、どっちでもいいんだけどな。
It would be so much funnier though if you were playing a game and like they had like a side characters like this and someone's like, I'll just do all three of them and they just give them three. It's the same person. He just did 3 different voices and you're like, the fuck? I would just be really impressive and I want that to happen now.
あんな危ないもんは取らせてもらった。完全に意識がないと反応しないっていう噂にかけたんだが、本当みたいだな。
I'm just going to be honest, my voice acting for all 3 of them was way better than the real ones because the real ones just have legit voices and they sound like convincing people and I like our cheesy, stupid, dumb voices for them better. I'm just kidding. I just like our stupid voices that we gave them. It was more fun.
お前も、まがたまがなけりゃ、ただの人間だからな。
そうにゃそうにゃ。
お前は大事な取引の道具だから、悪いようにはしない。
This is so much...
食事もちゃんと運んでやるからな。
Let me out of here. Okay. Oh, yay, we got our affection up. I'm happy we get the good ending. No, it's not going to matter. I'm going to skip through. They're not as important. I want to get to our boys coming back and see if they... Okay, here we go. We'll just do a little bit
こっち
longer.
の番の方はもう確定して、マスタリングに入ってもいいと思うんだが、どう思う？
Oops, I skipped by accident.
リーダー様は冷静な子って。俺はこいつが何を考えてるか全然わかんねえよ。
He's so fucking good. He just impresses me constantly. Look, there are just certain voice actors that I am just overly impressed by, and I don't know why. Jun Fukuyama's one of them too. Like every time you're like, I just can't. Fuck it. Junichi Suabe. How? You did Van Helsing and Undertaker? The fuck?
アキト
I feel like his is kind of usually the same too.
これって一人で考えることなのか？言っとくけど、アルバムのことじゃねえからな。
Because it's like angsty. It's like angsty, angry, growly. And it's totally different than any time I've heard.
アキトの言うことは一理あるかもね。昴生、なんで抱え込むんだい？
And I shouldn't be that, I mean, your job as a voice actor is to do different voices, right? That's you're a voice actor, not me. I talk and that's it, okay? And like, your job is to actually be convincing and have people go, oh my God, are you serious? Wow. That's like being a really good actor. Like, okay, yes, you get to a certain point and everybody knows. But when they're like, when you go through, you're like, wow, like Gary Oldman, right? Let's look at this. Every movie you see him in, you're like, that guy looks familiar. Who is that guy? I feel like I've seen him before, and what? And then you're like, Gary Oldman. You're like, how the fuck? Because you know who he is. And if you're like, who's Gary Oldman? Guarantee you've seen like 30 movies he's been in, okay? You have, but you just don't know, and you can't pinpoint them because you're like, they're like, what has he been in? Everything? You're like, no, seriously. And you're like, no, I mean like everything. He hasn't been in anything in a while. Fucking he was in the newer Batman movies. He was in fucking Dracula. I can't even think of anything else off the top of my head right now, but he's in fucking everything. And every time he's in something, you're like, every fucking time, you're like, that guy looks so fucking familiar. What has he been in? He's been in something else, and I don't know. You know, if you've done that before. And you're like, oh, and maybe it's because you don't know their name, but then you like look it up and you're like, oh yeah, oh my God. Like, you kind of recognize them, but you can't do it. It's not like you're like, oh, that's Nicolas Cage. Oh, that's fucking Chris Hemsworth. Like, you know, it's not obvious. It's like, yeah, because they're really good character. They're really good, right? It's their job. Once you get to a certain point, you're like, it's fucking Chris Pratt. Like, everybody fucking knows what he looks like, and no matter what you do, it's pretty much... Unless they drastically alter him and put him in, like, some kind of weird fucking costume, he looks like himself, right? You can usually tell. But then there are those people, like Gary Oldman, who is just in fucking everything. Literally fucking everything. And he's just, every time he's in something, you're like, I feel like he was like a side character in something. And then you're like, let me look it up. And you're like, Gary Oldman, God damn it, Gary, why do you do this to me every time? And you just feel like an asshole because you know who he is. You've seen fucking almost everything. Sirius Black. Hi. Why didn't that come to my head? You know why? Because he's that fucking good. Because he's not Gary Oldman playing a character. He's fucking Sirius Black, for fuck's sake. And you watch it and you're like, he looks familiar. What do you mean he was what? Wasn't he actually Dracula in Dracula? You know what? It's just one of those things. He just fucking becomes a character, and it's not even like Johnny Depp does it. Like, Johnny Depp is good. Because he's like, he gets into it. He method acts. But you know it. You see it and you're like, Johnny Depp is really good at playing a drunk pirate. Johnny Depp is really good at playing a twisted motherfucker who's trying to kill kids in a candy factory. Like, you know what I mean? But you know it's Johnny Depp. But he's good, but you know it's him. Gary Oldman's not that person. You don't know it's him. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? He looks familiar. And then you're like, I shouldn't be fooled by him every time, but I am. I don't know why. But that's the way the Japanese voice actors are for me, okay? Like, every time I'm like, I am just so... It's their job to do this. Some of them, like Daisuke Hirakawa, no offense to him, I love him. Don't get me wrong, his voice is amazing. When you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, no, that's him, I can recognize it. And then there's other people, you're like, how are you like 30 different people in one? It's fucking weird. But I love it. Like, I'm looking every time Akito opens his mouth and we listen, and I'm seriously staring at fucking Dazai shit I have all over my apartment because I love Bungo Stray Dogs, okay? And I'm like, it's not the same voice.
それは、違う。
You need to, Kosei, you need to speak more about it.
なんだって言うんだよ。もうあと1日だぞ。わかってんのか?
We could literally go like hours doing this.
わかってる。
わかってる。Did I skip? Okay. All right. We actually have to like stop now. We've listened to enough of the voice acting. We've kind of heard them talking, so it's fine. We'll stop now.
こっちに来いよ。
Hi. So we got to hear everybody talking a little bit. So that was the important part. So yeah. Now that's been 20 minutes of just that and like, I don't know. This is fun. I almost want to load up every single game that we have ever played and just do a full fucking hour of being like, let's just go into every game and listen to the voice acting again. Like, because we didn't do it in Amnesia Memories. I didn't start doing it then. I don't remember what game we started it with, where it was like, okay, we'll go and we'll listen to the actual voice acting and see how trash mine is. Because, like, you do miss out a lot on the games, like the voice acting. You miss so much when you don't listen to the voice acting, but that's just the way we do things here, you know? Because we could listen to the voice acting. I don't want to be one of those channels where we're like, oh, okay, here's the voice acting, and I just skip and I'm just pushing a button for you. Like, I know that there's people who want that, you know? We're like, oh, no, I like those channels. Buy the fucking game yourself, then. Like, seriously? I understand, like, these games get expensive. Trust me, I have 60 sitting in my to-play queue on Steam. We're getting 3 more this year. I understand the monetary investment. I actually don't, because I've been buying them for years. But if I bought them all right now, I'd have to sell both my kidneys, okay? Like, you don't need any, right? Whatever. Like, I probably have to, like, fucking sell 6 kidneys, so I don't really know who I'm going to get those other ones from. Maybe a liver, maybe a lung, I don't know, you know, half a heart. I'd have to harvest a lot of organs to be able to afford all them. So I get it, where people are like, oh, I want to play this game, but I don't want to invest the money. Or games like this, where you're like, do I really want to invest like $20 on a game that's badly reviewed? I understand why you wouldn't. I did, because like, what the fuck, right? But if you want to watch a channel that's just like, oh, I just want to basically watch and have them skip through and I'm going to read it and I get to hear the voice, you might as well buy the fucking game yourself. Wait for a sale, buy the game yourself, because you're basically being a dick by not doing anything. Like, watching a channel where somebody is like, even if I was just like listening to the voice acting and then I read it following up for you, or then we're having kind of discussion where I'm playing it for you and I'm talking to you about it and giving you things, that's something else. We're not quite interacting, but we're interacting in a way, you know? But just, I don't want to listen to you when you're crappy voice acting. Well, then you basically just want to play the game for free. Like, but you're not even actually playing the game. That ruins some of the fun. Yes, here we've ruined some of the fun by not listening to the voice acting, but that's why we do it at the end now. I wish we had started from the very beginning, but like, look, okay, we've gotten into a groove. Like, we forgot that Spacey Go exists because it's out there, and I really should print out the board so we can actually play along with it as we go, but like, I would be drunk on some of these games, especially with the, if you say that, on this one, but anyway, tangents all aside, this is done now. Whew! I hope you had fun with that train wreck of translation. Overall, the game's not bad. It's really not. The artwork's pretty. The voice acting's good. So I'm assuming the original written game was good. Not A tier, where it's like, holy shit, this is amazing. But still good. Good enough where you're like, okay, it's kind of light and we're reading it and it's an enjoyable story. The translation is the train wreck. And that's the only reason it goes into the mixed review pile, is because we don't read Japanese. So I can't tell you if it was like a really good game aside from the translation or what. All I gotta go on is the translation and the reviews that we see for English, and based on those, yes, it is a bit of a train wreck, but still, the update helped a little bit. Some of it was a little bit better. There were some parts that were totally readable and were fine. Some were a little bit awkward. And then there were some chapters that were just like, what the fuck are you actually saying? Because I feel like you translated Japanese into Chinese, into Arabic, and then to French, and then to German, and then to English, and then maybe back to Japanese and back to English again. Because what the fuck what happened here? Because that's not what? But, you know, it is what it is. So, overall, aside from the pains of reading, it was a good plot. We liked our boys. It was fine. I enjoyed it for the most part. And what we were going to be doing next, I don't know. So I had a plan. We were going to start with a game that I backed on Kickstarter. So, if you don't know... Oh, wait. Oh, what are we doing? Hi, let's go here and stare at this for a little while we're talking instead of the main screen. Anyway, so if you didn't know, I'm recording way freaking advance because working from home, so it's easy to do this shit. So we are, in August now when this is ending? I actually took time off of recording Steam Prison to finish this one so we could just get it out of the way. Because I wasn't looking forward to the bad translation. Again, overall, game's good. Translation, bad. Fine. So this is, I think, the beginning of August when this is ending. It's still June right now when I'm recording this, so look. I always record in advance, and I try to always be at least a week to 2 weeks ahead, so just in case things happen. I'm literally now, it's the end of June. This is going up the beginning of August. So, we are way fucking ahead. Okay? So, I'm sure if anyone's leaving comments on probably Kosei's route, we're done. I don't know. I'm not even sure what's up at this point. I would say Kasumi's route, probably. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm very far ahead. There is a game that was supposed to come out the end of June. I would say this month, but you guys, it's August for you. It's supposed to come out at the end of June. They pushed it back to try to work on some bugs and things like that for the game. Totally understandable. So it's supposed to come out the end of July. I was originally going to record that one next and put it after this one. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Because if for some reason it doesn't come out the end of July, then it's I'm only a week or so ahead, and it's fuck, now I gotta scramble to fill something in. And I don't really know right now with our work schedule, again, because of things going on in the world, am I still going to be working from home in a month? Am I not? I don't know. We will get notice. My job's awesome, and they said they'll give us at least 30 days notice, but I could get that notice July 1st, so at the moment I'm recording this, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to be playing that Kickstarter game, or I have downloaded on Steam a couple of shorter free games that were games that I wanted to play. And I was well, maybe we'll just shorter because they're free, so I can't imagine they'd be 50-hour games. But based on people's play times and their reviews, I was okay, there might be a couple of hours, maybe 5-10 hours. Maybe we'll do one of those. So I'm not sure. Steam Prison is still going on. Should finish up by my best estimations by the end of August. And then, in place of that, again, there might be a little bit of a buffer where maybe we'll have to play a short game because I'm not 100% sure how long it's going to take to finish that one. Because I still have a route left to do, and then we still have another ending. So, Color X Malice Unlimited comes out the end of August. So, that will be starting the beginning of September sometime, whether it starts first week of September or the second week. I don't know. It really depends because, again, timing, I'm going to be finished with the game and I'm going to be sitting there holding my breath gotta start recording it. That's why I also I want to have something recorded in this so there's a buffer so I don't have to try to balance two games and only being a week ahead. Especially if August, I have to start going back into work. It gives me a lot less time to record between I can't do it on my lunch break. Hey, take lunch, I can record a game. Woo! Because then I just roll back over to my computer and here we go. You know what I mean? I can't do that if I'm in the office. And then get home, gotta eat dinner, whatever. I have a lot less time to record when I'm in the office versus when I'm working from home where I walk 3 feet and I can record this in my lunch break hour. So I need to stay ahead for that and also need to stay ahead so that we have a nice window to get a little bit ahead with Color X Malice Unlimited when it comes out. So don't know what's going in after this. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a shorter game. I was anticipating that the Kickstarter game was going to be a little bit shorter anyway, just because it is a indie developer. So I wasn't expecting it to be a super long game. The plan was this ends, we put that game in, and then hopefully that would wrap up or at least give a little bit of an overlap in time for Pio Fiore to come out because that is coming out in October. I'm going to assume the end of October because it seems like Axis is releasing all their fucking games the last day of the month. Fucking A! What the hell? So I'm assuming end of October. And I was hoping the Kickstarter game would bring us, August, September, October, be 2.5 months worth of time. That's 45 hours. So where we could do that. But again, don't know what's going to happen. So We'll see. You'll see, not tomorrow, but the day after whatever's posting. It could be a short game. Could be whatever. I'll explain it again in that. Could be the Kickstarter game if I decide to wait. Could be a short game and then the Kickstarter game. I don't know. But plan is September. We're going to finish out August with whatever we have to fill in the space. September, we're going to start off with at least Color X Malice Unlimited. That will be coming in September, probably in the alternate time slot. Or this one. I mean, it depends. Who knows? But it's coming in September. And then hopefully in October or November, actually. Probably more November, because I'm sure it's going to come out the end of the month, would be Pio Fiore. And then the end of November comes Cafe Enchanta and Enchante? Cafe Enchante? I don't know if there's accent marks and things. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. Anyway, so that's coming out the end of November, but that probably won't start until January, because we'll have 2 other longer running games at the same time. So unless Unlimited is really short, I don't know. So that's kind of our overview of what's happening. Just want to keep you apprised. Don't know what's coming next. So it'll be a surprise for you. It's a surprise for me. So anyway, I will see you guys around in other things. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the voice acting. It was so much fun to listen to that. I had a lot of fun. This is going to be probably one of the longer parts of this, just from that and the updates. So anyway, I will see you guys around in other things. And yeah, remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.